Our next speaker is Alex Lagasse from Spectrum Medical. He is the National Clinical Educator.
Thank you all for being with me today. I appreciate it. I wanted to, appreciate everyone's hard work out on the front lines. And, this presentation, just wanted to give everyone a brief update on what Spectrum Medical has been up to since, the COVID pandemic has started. I think you're all, well aware of our bypass offerings as well as informatics. COVID was really kind of the catalyst for us to move forward with our ECLS options as well. And so we really kind of moved into three unique, divisions during this time. So we're now into three separate divisions: quantum perfusion, quantum informatics, and quantum pure flow, which is our newest division as we've kind of broken out into the disposable space as well. And just wanted to give you guys a brief update on, what we've been up to in the ECLS space over the past year. Understanding some of the, major challenges in the ECLS space. We really, as Spectrum Medical, have been a solution-based company. First, wanting to figure what the challenges that are being faced in that space before we come out with a product for our ECLS offering. We really understood some of the challenges in having multiple devices out in the field. So our Quantum Elite platform, which now has FDA approval and has been used in multiple pediatric and adult centers around the country, gives the ability to drive two centrifugal pumps from a single console to be used for both single and biventricular support. Also with the ability to be used for neonatal and pediatric populations that are still using roller pumps. I think you guys are all well aware of our technology for non-invasive saturation hemoglobin monitoring. We've also, some of the other ways that people have been using this in a unique way in the COVID pandemic is the ability to use Bluetooth to be able to continually monitor these patients and use it as an electronic record from outside of the room. So they can actually use Bluetooth mouse and a keyboard, as Columbia Presbyterian used for their ECLS patients during the COVID pandemic, rather than risking exposure to their clinicians. They could, have all of the pertinent information in front of them from outside of the room while still being able to document and make those changes. Some of the other important things that we've really tried to accomplish is really just looking at simplicity for our devices as well, understanding that it can be quite challenging on the back end, but understanding that, from a bedside solution, we wanted to keep these as simplistic as possible. So this is our Quantum Elite here that's used for both single or biventricular support or for ECLS as well. Some of the other unique ways that people are using our technology is with our quantum ventilation module, which just recently received FDA approval as our ventilation light for ECMO, which gives the ability to remotely make changes to FiO2 sweep gas, as well as servo regulate to set PO2 values as well. So that's how, again, people are using this technology, really trying to decrease some of the risk of exposure to COVID-19 and other infectious diseases to their staff. So people are able to, again, make remote changes with this device, as well as create a PSI feature. So rather than say, having to go into the room every 12 to 14 or 24 hours to PSI your oxygenator, you can actually set the ventilation module as certain intervals to go up on sweep gas automatically. So again, some of the software-based functionality that Spectrum has, we're really just trying to deploy that into the ECLS space as well, as you guys are probably well aware of some of what we've done in the bypass space. Again, really just trying to branch out a lot more and give variety of options for inter and intra-hospital transport with our transport carbon fiber transport frame, as well as, having a little bit more of a static option for our neonatal pediatric programs as well. From a disposable standpoint, we do have FDA approval now on our CP22 centrifugal pump, and we're actually just waiting for FDA approval on our pediatric pump as well. And some of the changes, again, that we're really trying to improve upon is, Spectrum Medical, we've always been a non-invasive company, both from diagnostic monitoring, but now for pressure and temperature monitoring as well. So it's all non-invasive monitoring for our centrifugal pump. These are some of the centers that are currently, have either trialed our ECLS system or are just waiting to purchase our ECLS system. So, during the COVID pandemic, I think it's been, challenging to get into hospitals, but I think we've done a very good job of educating centers both remotely before we come on site, as well as providing continuing education from our e-learning platform, as well as providing remote support as well with our Quantum eChat. And then some of our remote installations, we've also been very unique and have started using Google Glasses so that we can see what the perfusionist is looking at the bedside, and they can relay that information back to us remotely so that we can talk them through the case as well from a remote standpoint. So definitely trying to find much more unique ways to serve the clinical population. And then just to briefly kind of go through before I stop, we are, again, just waiting for FDA approval for our oxygenator for both pediatric and adult populations as well. That's a dual chamber oxygenator. It's going to be very unique for both bypass and ECMO, in that it provides hypobaric capability, as well as ability to gently regulate CO2 and PO2 during initiation of ECLS and bypass therapy. So again, if you guys have any questions on our disposable products or our informatics, please feel free to reach out. We do have a lot in the pipeline in terms of our cannula options as well, dual lumen right-sided support cannulas, and our informatics solution. Thank you very much.